All right, folks, get ready because this is about to get wild. We're talking about a scandal so big and dramatic that even reality TV producers are taking notes. Yung Joc has just exposed a mess so huge, so shocking, it makes everything we've seen on Love and Hip Hop look like child's play. And when I say he dropped receipts, I'm not just talking about a little gossip. Joc didn't just spill the tea. He threw the whole pot, the kettle, and the stove in one go. Get this. Kendra, the so-called ride or die woman, was allegedly out here secretly getting close with none other than Lil Scrappy, the same man who can't seem to hold down a relationship. Yeah, that's Scrappy, the one who swore he was just friends with Kendra. Well, those hotel receipts and text messages paint a completely different picture. Now the internet is on fire. Joc's ready for revenge, and Kendra? Let's just say she might want to start looking for a lawyer and a PR team. As for Scrappy, he's gone radio silent, which is making everything look even worse. So how deep does this betrayal go? What receipts did Joc find, and why is he only dropping this bombshell now? Let's break it down. First off, we all thought Yung Joc had finally moved into his good guy phase. You know, he's been chilling at his barbershop giving life advice like Steve Harvey, all while looking like a changed man. But then, bam, he drops this bombshell. This isn't your average reality TV drama. Oh no, this is next-level betrayal, like something out of a Shakespeare play with a modern twist. Let's rewind a bit. You all remember when Kendra, Joc's wife, was out here acting like she was too good for Joc's past, right? She made a big deal about how she was a lawyer and wasn't about all the drama and mess Joc used to be involved in. Meanwhile, Joc's out here on every podcast talking about how he's a changed man. Well, that sounded all nice and good, but as it turns out, Kendra might have had a few skeletons of her own hiding in her closet. And those skeletons? Oh, they were wearing Lil Scrappy's chain. Yep, you heard me right. Scrappy, the same guy, who spent an entire season crying over Bambi and talking about how he wanted his family back, was allegedly out here cozying up with Kendra behind Joc's back. You can't make this stuff up. Now here's where things get juicy. Some very well-informed sources, and by sources, I mean some people who've seen the receipts, are saying Joc found out the truth in the worst possible way. He didn't hear about it through rumors or messy group chats. No, he found out the hard way because he got his hands on cold, hard receipts. I'm talking about hotel bookings, text messages, and even some suspicious money transfers that suggest Scrappy and Kendra were way more than just friends. In the world of celebrity scandals, money transfers are like leaving fingerprints at a crime scene. It's pretty much impossible to hide. But let's focus on those text messages for a second. Joc didn't just find a few friendly texts between Kendra and Scrappy. No. What he found was something on a whole other level. Apparently, Scrappy and Kendra were talking in what can only be described as codes, dirty, sneaky, code-like language. One message allegedly read, "You know I don't regret anything. You always knew where my heart was." Excuse me, but your heart, Scrappy? Sir, you spent all last season crying about how much you wanted Bambi back, and now you're talking about hearts and regret? This man is a professional at messing things up. But it gets worse. Another message supposedly said, "I hate sneaking around like this. We deserve to be happy." Sneaking around? Kendra, it's time to pack your bags for divorce court because there's no spinning this situation. At this point, Kendra might as well start thinking about her defense strategy because things are not looking good for her. Now here's the twist. Joc wasn't even looking for this tea. He wasn't out here playing detective. He was just going about his regular business, running his barbershop, when all of a sudden he gets a message from an unknown number. And guess what? The message contained screenshots of Kendra and Scrappy acting like they were in some secret relationship. So, who sent these receipts to Joc? Well, if there's one thing we know about Hollywood, it's that leaks don't happen by accident. If Kendra and Scrappy were truly sneaking around, someone close to them had to know, and that person clearly wasn't okay with it. Someone got fed up and decided to expose them. And you know what that means, right? There's a snitch in the game. Let's put on our detective hats for a moment and think about who could have leaked this info. The streets are whispering that Bambi might have been involved. Yes, Bambi, Scrappy's ex-wife. The same Bambi who has been telling anyone who would listen that Scrappy can't be trusted. If Bambi did leak it, she wouldn't be the first person to expose someone else's dirty laundry. especially after everything Scrappy put her through. I'm not saying she leaked it, but I'm not saying it either. Who else would have access to Scrappy's texts and be petty enough to make sure Joc found out in the most humiliating way possible? Now let's talk about how Joc handled all this. Normally, when you find out your spouse is cheating, you'd expect them to post some vague, "I deserve better" stuff on Instagram and quietly move on. But not Joc. Oh no, Joc is petty. Remember the last time he embarrassed Kendra on national TV? Well, if you thought that was bad, you haven't seen anything yet. Joc didn't keep this information to himself. As soon as he got those receipts, he jumped on his podcast, went wild on Instagram, and started dropping info like it was nothing. He wasn't trying to be classy. He was laughing, cracking jokes, and throwing the two of them under the bus. At one point, Joc said, "I was wondering why my wife was always so invested in Scrappy's love life. Like, damn girl, are we his PR team or something?" But it didn't stop there. He also said, "You all better stop playing with me. I've got enough receipts to make love and hip-hop cancel itself. Keep running your mouths and I'll start dropping them." Joc's got the entire hip-hop community on edge now. And if you thought his exposure of Kendra and Scrappy was wild, wait until you see what Scrappy does next. After Joc's shocking reveal, social media went crazy. Joc wasn't doing this for clout. He was out for revenge. Scrappy's damage control was all over the place, and it left everyone wondering just how deep this scandal really went. At first, people thought it was just another stunt for TV ratings, but this wasn't. Just some drama for the cameras. This was personal. Scrappy was scrambling to cover his tracks, and let's just say it wasn't looking good. In situations like this, people usually do one of three things: stay silent, play the victim, or try to deflect. And right now, it looks like Scrappy is doing a little bit of all three. The real question is, how far will this scandal go and what other secrets will come to light next? Scrappy made a huge mistake by choosing the wrong approach to handle the situation. Instead of owning up to his actions, he decided to double down on his lies. This decision was a disaster, especially because the receipts were already out there. Joc had posted all the evidence: screenshots, money transfers, and hotel reservations. But Scrappy still stuck to his story as if the truth wasn't already staring him in the face. He went on Instagram Live, looking visibly stressed, pacing back and forth, and rubbing his head like he had just received some terrible news. His first words were, "Man, y'all believe everything y'all see on the internet." Classic defense, right? But let's be real. This wasn't just some rumor spread online. Joc came with the receipts. Scrappy's response was frustrating. He said, "Joc's my brother, man. We've been through too much for him to be out here spreading lies. I would never do something like that to him." But let's be clear. This isn't just some random gossip. The evidence was all there. Scrappy could have taken the high road and admitted his mistake, explaining that he was going through a tough time. But instead, he tried to convince everyone that the internet was just out to get him. And let's be real, no one bought it. The reason they didn't buy it was because this wasn't Scrappy's first time being messy in relationships. Remember when Bambi called him out for cheating? He'd been juggling relationships with Erica Dixon, Shay Johnson, and Bambi herself. It wasn't a good look. While Scrappy was busy denying everything, someone else was gearing up to spill even more tea. Bambi decided it was time to speak up. Up until that point, she had kept quiet about how Scrappy treated her, but this was personal. She wasn't having it anymore. So she posted a sly message on Instagram stories. It read, "Some men really believe they're untouchable no matter how many times they lie and cheat." Everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. If Scrappy was cheating on Kendra while still begging Bambi to take him back, then it was clear he was playing both women. And karma, as we all know, has a way of coming around. But Bambi didn't stop there. She took it a step further by going live, looking absolutely flawless. She sipped on expensive drinks and laughed, clearly enjoying the drama that was unfolding. It was a vibe. She wasn't bothered at all, and it seemed like she was just having a good time while Scrappy's life was falling apart. Then, she dropped the bomb. She said, "Men love to act foolish when they get caught, but trust me, it ain't over yet." That statement was a dagger, and the best part? She didn't even have to name names. Everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. Meanwhile, Kendra Robinson, Scrappy's wife, had been silent. No social media posts, no interviews, no nothing. But when a scandal becomes too big to ignore, the PR team steps in. Kendra finally released a statement. Did she deny the rumors? Did she apologize? Nope. Instead, she gave the most PR-approved response. I am not engaging in rumors, gossip, or misinformation. My marriage is my business, and I will not let outside noise dictate my truth. We all know what that really means. The rumors are true. Twitter quickly dragged her for it. One person even commented, "Just say you did it and move on." The saddest part was that while Kendra was trying to do damage control, Joc was sitting back, enjoying the spectacle. After watching Scrappy deny everything and Kendra release her weak statement, Joc took to Instagram and posted a video of himself laughing. No caption, just him sipping tea and enjoying the drama. He was sitting back, watching the circus unfold. And trust me, he wasn't done yet. Just when it seemed like this drama couldn't get any crazier, Joc went nuclear. Up until this point, he had been playing it cool. He'd been dropping hints and letting Scrappy dig his own grave. But when Scrappy went off on Instagram Live, ranting about how people love drama and tearing people down, that was the final straw for Joc. Joc wasn't going to let Scrappy off the hook. He got on his radio show and let everything fly. He said, "It's funny how men act like victims when they get exposed. Let's be clear, I didn't say anything that wasn't true. If you want to act foolish, let's talk about it. Careless? Let's discuss the true reason your marriage failed." Then came the ultimate move. Joc said, "If I'm lying, why did you call me right after I said it? Why did you text me saying we need to talk? If you're so innocent, why are you panicking?" Scrappy had no response. He was speechless. He couldn't deny anything, and the internet went wild. Scrappy got caught started trending, and people were on fire. Memes went viral, and even celebrities started reacting.